I want to say this one last thing, and then I'll sit down. Back in the days when blacks like myself spoke to the slaves, they didn't kill them. They sent some old house Negro behind him to come undo what he said. Now, you got to read your slave history to understand this. There was two different types of Negro. There was the house Negro, and there was the field Negro. And the house Negro, he always looked out for his master. When the field Negroes got out of line, he held them in check. He brought them back to the plantation. He could afford to do this. He lived better than the field Negroes. He ate better. He dressed better. He lived better. He lived in the house with master, in the attic or the basement. He ate the same food as master, wore the same clothes, and even talked well, just like master. Good definition. He loved the master more than the master loved himself. When the master got sick, he'd say, "What's wrong, boss? We sick?" He was just as sick as the master was. When the master's house caught fire, he'd try to put it out. He didn't want no harm coming to his master's property. This was the old house Negro. Then you got some old field Negroes who lived in huts, who didn't have nothing to lose, who ate the worst food, wore the worst clothes, and they caught hell. They felt the sting of the lash. They hated their master. Oh, yes, they did. The master got sick. They prayed that the master died. The master's house caught fire. They prayed for a strong wind to come along. Now, this is the difference between the two. And today, we still got house Negroes and field Negroes. Me, I'm a field Negro. If I can't live in a house as a human being, I pray for a strong wind to come along. If the master doesn't want to treat me right and he's sick, I'll tell the doctor to go in the other direction. But if we want to live in a society and practice peace and brotherhood, I'm for a society of brotherhood. Now, I want to say thank you for listening to me. I hope I didn't put anyone on the spot. I hope I didn't stir you up to do something that you are going to do anyways. I pray that God blesses you in everything that you do. I pray that God makes your mind grow intellectually so you can see the problems of the world and where you fit in the worldly picture. I pray that God takes all fear out of your heart. Because if you knew that man was just a coward, you wouldn't fear him. If he wasn't a coward, he wouldn't gang up on you. This is how they function in mobs. That's a coward. They wear a sheet over their head so you won't see who they are. That's a coward. Well, the day will come that those sheets will be ripped off their head. And if the federal government doesn't want to take it off, we will take it off for them. Thank you. Thank you for watching. My name is Barron Edwards. This was my speech for Malcolm X in 1965 in Selma. Hope to see you guys live and in person. Thank you.